Well, Senate Banking Committee Chairman Chris Dodd today called for sweeping new government powers to protect consumers and with the intention of preventing another financial crisis. But they also would strip the Federal Reserve and the FDIC of bank supervision authority. Here to tell us whether he agrees with Dodd's proposal and just how potentially this could work is former SEC Chairman Harvey Pitt, now CEO of Kalorama Partners. Sir, there is a lot in this proposal today. Stripping the Fed and FDIC of some powers here, creating consumer protection agency, also some provisions here for how the SEC should be informing on each other. I mean, there is a lot within this broad proposal. What's your impression of this?
Well, I think there are a number of very interesting and constructive ideas. It's clear, I think, that Senator Dodd may not really be an environmentalist, given the number of trees that have been killed to produce this this document, which is almost 1,200 pages.
Wow.
I think the difficulty is when you get a bill that large, it's unwieldy, and people will focus on one or two things instead of looking at the overall impact. And so, in a sense, I don't think it is calculated to produce the result that the senator correctly wants to achieve because of its size and complexity.
Why do you think that is? Is there not an understanding of the broader issues here, or is it simply throwing in everything but the kitchen sink?
Well, they may have actually gotten the kitchen sink thrown in as well, given all the things that it covers. But the problem, as I see it, is a lot of all of the legislation, not just this piece, is trying to deal with last year's crisis. And in all of the efforts that have gone on to date, we have yet to enact any kind of reform that assures the American public that we won't have another crisis next week, next month, or next year. We're addressing last year's problems, which needs to be done, but we really need to prevent another crisis from occurring even before we address the last crisis.
Sir, you're the former chairman of the SEC. One of the provisions in this proposal is to pay employees who make allegations that eliminate abuse or misconduct. Basically, paying SEC employees $50,000 awards for reporting on each other. How would that play out?
Well, it's hard to oppose encouraging people to report abuses if they see it, but I actually think, particularly in the current economy, this could be very counterproductive. The SEC staff has traditionally been very diligent. They have been very collegial. When they spot abuses, they report them. And indeed, there's an independent inspector general at the SEC to look for abuses. So I think that some of this is really unnecessary and may have unintended consequences.
Well, we do know that the House Financial Services Committee, already approved the concept here of a consumer protection agency. We've got Senator Dodd proposing a version of this once again today. Are we going to get this? How much support do you think there is in Washington right now?
It seems as if there is a groundswell of support for an overarching consumer financial protection agency. My own view is that at a time when we should be streamlining government, adding new layers of government to what is already in place is only going to make government more cumbersome and less efficient and effective than it already is. So I'm concerned about these proposals, although I think the rationale underlying them is very sound, which is to provide consumers with financial protection as well as for commercial goods and products.
Thank you so much, Harvey Pitt, former SEC chairman and current CEO of Kalorama Partners.